What is up, y'all? It is Straw Hat Yomo here, and we got our boy Dcentos in the building. Go ahead and say something for the people.
Yeah. What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all living?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, you see what's on the screen. We're talking about Jobless Reincarnation or Mushoku Tensei 2, for the people who
Mm-hmm.
only want to act like they anime or Japanese know-it-all and just pronounce the Japanese name of it. But yeah. This
Yeah.
is what we're talking about. Um, and this season was very, very interesting. Um, Me and a homie were talking about it, and it started. We were both complaining that it started off real slow,
Yeah. Yeah.
real slow. Like I felt like I was watching a soap opera. Like
It was a slice of life from the beginning. I agree with that. It
yeah,
was like I shoot, go home and become a family man. He was chilling. He said, I got my girl. Know what I'm saying? She pregnant. We about to have a good time. It's we
and
trying to settle down. We
mind
trying to
you,
settle
mind
down.
you, the last season was about him overcoming ED, which is not what I would never thought they'll be talking about in the anime.
That's
But
facts.
this is what he just got over with, and so we over here just like DeSanto saying Rudy's becoming a family man, up until he gets a letter saying that hey, we need help. We found your mom, and that's when things kind of turn up for me, where I was like, okay, now we into something. I feel like we're kind of getting back into what the show, not what it's about, but it's kind of core. About the whole fantasy,
Yeah.
and it was cool. But what's different about the season is like it has a mixture of that fantasy, but a lot of drama. Because
Yeah.
Rudy, this man could not. What would you say? He was married for like 6 months until he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, bro, my
Like
man.
what?
Crazy.
Moving crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving mad. You're
No,
moving
you're
mad.
ruining it. You're
You're
ruining
ruining
it.
it.
Like it's crazy. Like he over here in front of everybody talking
Mhm.
about she's my wife, and then not even six
Yeah,
months later
yeah,
cheats
yeah.
on her. And then that's not even the crazy part is that
Mhm.
I can't even blame Rudy like fully because he was taken advantage of at that moment at
Yeah.
his lowest
You,
after his dad had passed
yeah,
away.
bro, he was like a Chance the Rapper. I love my wife. I love my wife.
Basically. And so
Basically,
I I don't know the way the show tried to write off like, well, you gotta go to Sylphie and say like you want to have another wife was wild. I was not expecting that
yeah,
whatsoever, and I went online to see what people were saying about it,
yeah.
and a lot of people were showing that what's that blue hair girl name again?
Annalise
Is it Annalise?
with the elf.
No, not Annalise. The one that he cheated on with.
Oh, Roxy.
Roxy. A lot of people were saying Roxy's not she's a bad person. I'm like, yeah, she's a bad person. I don't rock
Yeah.
with that. And the fact that they try to write that in, like, oh, he wanted it. I was like, nah,
Uh,
I can't vibe with this.
Let me check my notes real quick
I
because there's
can't vibe.
actually something about that. Did I write it in there? A bit because I definitely wrote that in as like one of the bad parts of my
Very
review.
bad.
Like that I didn't really like that. But so like it's like people say like Roxy was the one that initiated it, but manga readers they said that it was actually Annalise's idea.
Oh,
That's what they actually
really?
said. Annalise actually convinced Roxy to do it. That apparently that's what's in the manga. Now my
Oh,
sources is
snap.
Twitter. My source is Twitter and Crunchyroll before they removed the comments. Those are my sources. So that's what I heard. So if that happens, I mean it's still weird to take advantage of him at a low state. And
Very,
I still
very
think it was kind of
predatory.
crazy writing, like,
Yeah.
oh, like he's at a low state, like you should do this to make him feel better. I'm
And
like,
then to write that in to make it seem like, oh well, we already did what we need to do. Well, I'ma just stick with her and make you my second wife. I was like, nah, this is horrible writing in my end. I was like, I actually strongly
yeah,
dislike this. Like, I don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
this whatsoever.
yeah. I was like, did the right like, do you have a family?
Exactly.
Have you been in a relationship? This is not how these things work at all.
And some people were trying to say like, well, You gotta think it's medieval times, and so this is what they were doing back then. I don't know about that,
Nah,
man.
I mean,
It
but
didn't hit the same, man.
I mean, she knew he had a whole family and a kid on the way. She knew.
Yes, and the fact that he had a kid on the way and still did that, I think that was crazy.
Yeah,
I think it would have been
yeah.
different if the show had opened up.
Mm.
Well, Paul did have two wives, but the way that he got two wives was not ideal. Like he
That
actually
man, he
cheated
was
on his
moving
wife,
wild.
and it's the exact same
Yeah,
way that Rudy did the exact same thing, and they try to
yeah,
write it off that like, oh well, everything's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
is not how it
And
works.
at least Aisha was the only one that had common sense. Was like, bro, you're wilding. Like
Yes.
you're wilding. All
But
right,
the
but
thing is, they didn't blame Roxy. I was gonna say that real
mhm,
quick. They didn't. None of the characters blame Roxy, and I was like, bro,
yeah,
y'all are insane.
yeah, y'all are crazy. All right, but I do want to dial back just a little bit. I do like, I guess like to beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I do want to say though, like my favorite episodes are always the episodes titled Turning Point.
Oh yeah. You always know
Yeah,
something going
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Because I was like, oh, Turning Point 3. I said, ooh, it's about to get
Yeah.
crazy. My man, he gets a letter. You know, from Bull, he was like, things is bad. Like we got to figure something out, and help needed. So they
Yeah. Yeah.
find a teleportation. So he's like, yo, we got to leave. I understand. I got a kid on the way. I'm gonna be back in 6 months before you get pregnant. He was really going through it. And the man guy was like, bro, if you go, you're gonna regret it, and if you don't go, you also gonna regret it. And it's just, and his life turned upside down. And I mean, and we know what happened. Like, is they went to the cave, they went to the cavern. First, they had to save Roxy at a nick of time, which I don't understand how Roxy survived for that long because I think it
It
was like
didn't.
a month she was by herself.
Yeah. People were complaining that they were saying that in the light or in the novel, the light
Mm-hmm.
novel, it actually goes a little bit in depth, and then the anime just kind of like quickly summarized it. You know.
Okay.
Um. So some people were complaining about that. But
Uh,
yeah.
and then like the other, I mean, and then like the actual fight itself with the Hydra. I mean, I think it was a great fight. Um, I mean, Rudeus. I mean, he froze up, and Paul had to save him, do what he did, and I mean, it's a traumatic moment. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I to me, I thought Rudeus would like dodge it because I thought Rudeus had like that after image ability where he gonna get attacked. So I don't know why that didn't trigger.
Well, I feel like it might have triggered, but it was already too late for him to move. Kind of like when he fought the dragon god, I think is what it was, because he had
Mm,
already saw like an image of what it looked like, but he
yeah.
was, I guess, it was just too fast.
Mm,
I wasn't. It's like when you were talking about that fight, I was not expecting Paul to die. That was not what I was
neither
expecting.
was I.
Like that came out of nowhere, and that was really good writing, really good execution on the team's end
Yeah.
for doing that. And I was not expecting Rudy to lose a hand. It didn't look like he lost a hand because
Yeah.
he put his arm in the eye of that Hydra, and like made spikes. So I didn't think he lost his hand, but um, yeah,
Yeah.
when that episode hit, I was like, dang. And what's crazy, that episode hit on Father's Day.
Mm,
It was on Father's Day, so I don't know if they did that. They probably did it on purpose, but
they might have.
it hit really hard. I was like, dang,
And
that's
then
crazy.
on top of that, they saved his mom, but then like her memory is like not there at all.
And she's like
Like she
she's like a toddler now.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I lost my pops, I lost my arm, and my mom's basically brain dead. I'm crashing out.
Oh
The
yeah.
fact I was like, I'm crashing out, dog. Ain't no way you not gonna crash out. Whew, I'm gonna be the number one crash out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm acting
Uh,
up. I'm acting up. But it was good. It was better. I would say that I like this season more than the last season for sure. Especially the towards the end of the season is really like really picked up for me. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this more than the last season.
yeah,
Uh,
for sure. I think yeah, no, I think this was great. I mean, relationships part aside, I think overall we got a really good story.
yeah,
Better than the last season. So I'm curious to see where they kind of take it next.
yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got to say, man.
Yeah, I think overall, if I had to rate it, I give it a strong 8.
Yeah,
Uh, it wasn't
yeah,
bad. It wasn't amazing. It's a strong 8. You know,
Yeah, I think I might give it an 8.5. I think I don't. I mean,
I think that
critics aside,
Roxy writing like that really dropped it to
yeah,
a point
yeah,
at two for me. I was
yeah, I
like,
feel like that
I
was
don't like
shoehorn
that.
in there, and it's kind of weird too, cause like that's your master, like
Exactly. That's another thing too. She
yeah,
watched him like grow up when he was young. Like
yeah,
she taught him. And so the fact that like as soon as he saved you, you now have feelings for him. I was like, this don't seem right, bro. Like I don't know what's
yeah,
going on. Like
like
I didn't like that at all.
yeah. I'd have to rewatch the other seasons, but I don't know if it was ever alluded that she actually had romantic feelings for him. That
No, it didn't. It didn't. I
like
think Rudy did kind of for her, but it was lust. But
yeah,
for her to go the other way around and it came out of nowhere just because that he had saved her, I
yeah,
don't know about that.
yeah, and
Uh,
I mean, we still don't know what happened to I mean, Eris. I mean, I
Aries, who's oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
was Eris not a love interest? I guess we'll find out. But I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know what they gonna do. I really don't know, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, that's what we thought about this show. Let us know what y'all think. Comments down below. Hit me up. Through
Yeah,
Twitter, IG, YouTube, Twitch.
all
you
that
know where to
stuff.
you know where to find us.
It's in the description. Go look. It's there.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. But yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. So appreciate y'all watching and peace.